Life is one decision after another, and you have to be making decisions for the right choices. It's why I'm in therapy, and fortunately now, after some experimentation, I have a fabulous therapist who I can talk really freely and openly with. But there's an implicit admission from the vast majority of people who won't do therapy that they avoid it as it throws up a huge amount of shit. It's messy. And if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, I will have very honestly confessed I do not like mess. I'm very, very perfectionistic in my tendencies, and I crave order. But if you're going to embrace the process of sorting yourself out, well, it's required that you let a lot of things go. And obviously pride is one of those things, your ego another. You can't be afraid of looking stupid if you're going to do therapy, if you're going to find somebody who genuinely wants to help you, wants to listen. And of course you have to be willing as well, because we don't want the truth, really. We avoid the truth in many different ways, and they can be quite extreme. And I've made myself beholden to an awful lot of people for most of my life, frankly, and it's pissing me off, when I actually think about it now. Because you'll have noticed maybe a theme in my recent videos talking about being honest and admitting things as soon as you humanly can. Frankly, to avoid the greater amounts of mess that you're going to encounter if you start to tackle these things at a later stage. And I can't deny very strong feelings of embarrassment and humiliation that I'm on the verge of turning 44 years old, and that still feel like I've got the emotional intelligence of a 12-year-old. It's embarrassing, and the thing is that it's all stages, but when people say, "Oh, don't tell me that, don't want to hear that, no, I don't want to do that," it's all avoidance. It's all a way of trying, because you can't actually, but trying to rationalize your way out of emotional problems. No matter who it is that you're looking at, we've all got emotions, and there's a big problem if you deny that you've got feelings. We've all got them, just don't want to deal with them. It's inconvenient, because I'm asking myself some really big and long overdue questions, frankly, about, well, what do I want? Do I want the things that I've so far said that I want out of some sense of righting wrongs from the past? Do I really want to move back to my childhood house just to rake up a lot of memories? That's one example. I don't know. And that is a big point. A lot of people don't want to admit that they don't know. We want to have all of the answers. We want to think that we know everything, and obviously we don't yet. It's a constant process of questioning and just allowing the space frankly, to give yourself a fucking break. You know, it's we assume that because people say things to us that, oh, that must be true, he must have been right about that. I've made this automatic assumption 1,000,001 times. Never really actually stopped to think, was that about me? Or was that about him? Or was I in this situation because that bitch that I worked with at the job, was she right? Never assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. This is what I mean by being beholden to people. I've taken on a huge amount of shit that the people saying them don't even believe themselves. And what's right for one person isn't necessarily right for you. It's not necessarily right for me. So when my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, said, "Oh, Martin, you walk too fast." Well, no. The problem was I didn't walk at his speed. And I subjected myself, going back after breakups with him several times, inflicted on myself death by 1,000 cuts. And I'm now at the point, happily, that I will never contact him again. But I'm still coming to terms with that, you know? It doesn't just vanish overnight. And it's why I've been on the search for a fantastic therapist, because it's helpful to have help from people who want to help and that I gel with, you see. And it's why I ultimately want to help people do that as well. But I am realizing that might be a slightly longer process than I think. But you know what? It's all fine. Radical acceptance. That's what I'm attempting at the moment. It's hard. Brutal. Humbling, humiliating, embarrassing, but exciting. And an opportunity to learn that you have the feelings that you have the biases and the psychological hiccups that you have. You are who you are right now. Don't add in judgment of that to an already long laundry list of things to sort out. You are okay. You are a good person. And it's okay to ask for help. Because ultimately, together, we are stronger.